get started with some crafty time. I'm actually going to be working on prepping some boxes for junk journal covers, because wait till you see my collection. Hang tight, friends. Just want to make sure the feed's working. Okay. It's pretty severe, actually. We got lots to work on. Good morning, Minerva's Touch. How are you, friend? What's happening? Look what we got. So, and actually this is not of the same category, but that's packaging also to be used. We got all these, and this will eventually turn into, let me show you what the end result is that we're going for. This kind of cover. Okay, let me move these so you can see this better. The lack of space is an issue, but we're going to make it work. Okay, so this is a box, you know, as well. I'm just really focusing on showing you the cover here. So we're going to work on getting those boxes down to a place where they can be used as a cover. Okay, and I really do like this size. I like that it's smaller than my pages, actually. So I think what we'll do is just get started. We have to get this down to something that's usable. Good morning, Brenda. Hey, Dolores. Welcome. Hey, Vicki. How are you, Vicki Dooley? And is it Casey? Hello, Casey. What's everybody up to this morning? Have you guys used your food storage boxes? What I usually do is open them up on their natural seams where they have been glued. And that gives you something really clean to work with. Then I'm going to pull out my big cutter just because it's so easy to use. So I'm going to make a little room because it's really big. So just hang tight here while I move my wax pellets from yesterday. Did everybody see me melting wax yesterday? All right, here we go. This thing is really rather large. And this is a Fiskars. It cuts through thick chipboard, lots of papers at once, but it's very, very big, as you can see. Super frozen pretzel boxes for covers. They have a neat color texture on the inside. Is Super a brand name? Is it a brand name, I wonder? I've not heard of it before. Vicky's preparing for a scrapbooking retreat. Yay! Oh, that's a good amount of time, Wednesday to Monday. Do you have to travel very far for that, Vicky? All right, let's see. This is going to help a lot. This gives the cleanest cut of any cutter that I've ever used, honestly, but it is rather big. So this fits in here perfectly, this box, thankfully. I'm going to start, I think I'm going to fold this over and cut off one set of these top and bottom flaps. That's where we're going to start. And I do like to cut off, see where they scored it, that line? I do like to cut that off. I don't like having that. So I'm going to try to get that off of there. And it's just about lining it up correctly. Oh my goodness. So you're going to have a lot of this kind of waste. But we're using the bulk of what we got here, so that's good. All right, let's see. Did we get that? Yeah, we did. Look at how clean that cut is. It's amazing. And this super pretzel at Walmart. I haven't heard of them before. 2 hours. That's not bad, Vicki. That's a doable drive. That can actually be quite nice. Listen to a book on tape, or, you know, like an audio book, or listen to a podcast or something. There are some junk journal podcasts out there. Did you guys know that? Have you ever listened to them? There's a lovely Italian woman who has a podcast. I don't remember the name, otherwise I'd tell you. She stopped making the podcast for a while, so I, stopped listening, and it was a while ago. But her, the podcast episodes are still out there. If you know of a podcaster who is a junk journaler, shout it out in the comments, because that's good stuff to share. Pam from the Paper Outpost has a podcast. My sister-in-law and I come one day early and leave one day after and have good family time. Good for you, Vicki. That's so lovely. I love it. You were just going to say her. Do you know of any others? Do you guys know of any other podcasters who are junk journalers? I mean, there are some artists as well, not junk journalers per se, but there are some artist podcasts. There aren't many. And I think, like what conversations, because I've thought maybe having those kinds of conversations when I go live and sharing them, kind of like guest in the nest, maybe that's a good thing. But what would you want to hear from, specifically from junk journal paper crafters in a podcast? Like, what would you be interested in hearing from them? Like, what topics would you want to hear talked about? Oh, yes. She does have a podcast, Pam from Paper Outpost. I usually listen to someone crafting, not watch. So, Vicki, what kinds of things would be helpful to listen to in terms of conversations? Because podcasts are usually interviews, usually conversations. So, what conversations would be helpful to hear about? All right, this is going to cut weird because this is in here too. I'm really getting after this top stuff, but we're going to get it all here. Cut this down. I'm going to have to empty my garbage. I have a tiny little garbage can in my craft room. It's going to have to get... Here, I'm going to be cutting just this. Yeah, I'm going to have to empty my garbage after that. Now, you could save these, I suppose, to make tags and stuff out of them. I haven't been, just because it's a matter of space. Now, I have extra panels here. I don't need this normally, but if you wanted to make a book cover that had this flap, you could leave it on there. But I don't normally do that. So we're going to take it off. Actually, let's do this side first. My Gannon just left for school. He was kind of quiet this morning. That always makes me a little nervous. He didn't say much to me before he left. Because that kid, he's usually very energetic in the morning, and he was not. So I don't know if he said he slept well, but I don't know if he was extra tired or what happened. I want to hear from you guys, though, this podcast conversation. I don't want to change the topic, but I'm giving you a little time to think and comment. What podcast cover? That would be a funky shaped book cover. Actually, I really love that. It's reminiscent of the one I just showed you, because I'm kind of going for some different shapes. I want to do some different things. When you've made enough books, then if you're creative like me, you get a little bored. It's like, all right, let's try something different. Let's do something new. Something new and exciting. Let's try to challenge ourselves here. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. I do have 2 shows in my show schedule here. One of them is this Thursday. I'm doing an auction. I have added new things to the Buy It Now tab that will be available for auction on Thursday. So if there are things in the Buy It Now tab that I just added that you want, it's always better to just grab it at the actual price rather than waiting for the auction where it may get bid up. So there's that. So please go ahead and bookmark if you don't mind, so that you get a little reminder to join me on Thursday. The auctions are a bit of work to get ready for. I'm not going to lie. When you try to get everything ready so that you can list every item, you have to weigh every item, you have to come up with a description, you might have to get measurements for every item, and then you got to pile it up in a way so that you can get to it easily for the auction. So I've been working on that. I have added a few things there, but there'll be more added by Thursday. Okay, I have two. I don't need. I have actually. Usually there's this, and this, but now we have this as well. So I got to do a couple of extra cuts here on this one. One. Oops. Two. I like getting these cut down. These store so much easier once all those extra bits are cut off. You can either store them flat like this, which I sometimes do, because I can slip this in between, you know, my bookshelf and the table that holds my printer. I can slip these in there very easily and store them. Heck, you could store them underneath your mat. They're small enough for that. But it's just a lot easier than trying to store them with all of this extra stuff on there. So that's why we're prepping all of them. I've gotten quite a collection here, and I don't need to hold on to all this. Some cleaning and then working on a small journal. That's what you're up to, Minerva's Touch. What are you cleaning? I got you. If you guys could see my laundry room, I got so much laundry. I was like, I looked this morning when I woke up. I didn't do any laundry yesterday, I don't think. I don't think I did any. This is not tearing well at all. It's really glued on there. Look at this. Come on, let go. But I have a pile of laundry to do. Yikes. Do I have laundry? I'm listening to a really good book on audio, and I told my husband, the only thing about it is I borrowed it from our local library. Oh, where am I going? I borrowed it from my local library. You know, most local public libraries, at least, I mean, I think it's across the country. But our local library has an app called Libby, and you can borrow like books to read on your tablet or your phone, or audiobooks to listen to. And I've been doing the audiobooks, and I've been listening to John Steinbeck's East of Eden, and it is really good. It's really long, so it has taken me, I had to borrow the book a couple of times now because you only get the book for 2 weeks, and it's like 25 hours of audio content, and I cannot listen to 25 hours in 1 week. I don't have that kind of time. I wish I did, but I don't. But anyway, I'm really enjoying this story. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Is it Joanne Joe? Joanne, good morning. I love the super frozen pretzel boxes. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hey, Carol. Thanks for sharing this. I appreciate it, girl. Thank you. I'm giving love right back to you. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for helping spread the word. Vicki says, I've been collecting small boxes, and then I get so many, I put them in the recycle bin and start again. Oh, that's funny. I don't mean to laugh, but that's funny. It sounds like something I would do. I got some tape. See this? I got some tape on here. We don't need that there. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right, here we go. All right. I hope, hey, Deborah, good morning. I hope I'm not missing anybody's comments, but I didn't see any suggestions for conversations that you might want to hear. What topics would interest you in hearing a couple of creative business owners who have junk journal businesses? Like, what would you want to hear from them? What kinds of conversations, topics, things would you want to hear talked about or learn about, or are you curious about? I've been dreaming of a crafting cruise, and I told you guys a few years ago that I have been dreaming about that, doing a cruise, doing a group cruise that you guys could sign up for and come crafting with me on a cruise. And it wouldn't be all crafting, of course, right? Like, it would just be on the sea days, the days that days where you're transporting between your stops, your ports of call. The other days we could, do the ports of call and hang out that way, but the crafting would be on the days when you're at sea. And I've been dreaming about that for a couple of years. And I told you guys that once my kids were off on their own, both of them, oh, I just ripped that, lovely. It's a good thing I'm taking it off anyway. Once my kids were off on their own, I could actually schedule something like that. Well, the time has come. My goodness, Gannon will be off to college in the fall, or really end of August. So we could do it. I just wonder, really, are there enough people interested in doing this? I hate to go through all the work of coordinating something like that, and nobody sign up or be interested in doing it. Minerva's Touch. She says, I'd like to hear what markets and such other creative businesses do and don't recommend bothering with, or what their experience has been getting set up. Markets meaning like craft fairs? You're talking about the big markets. Do you mean like craft fairs or for selling your junk journals? Minerva's Touch. Are you looking to sell junk journals or other types of paper crafted items? Oh, I'm so curious to know more about what you're asking. That's a great topic. That has been something that I've had a creative business for almost 10 years now, and for as long as I've been in it, very common questions are, how do you know how much to charge for your item, any art item? How do you know how much to charge? Where to market it? Like, where are you going to get the best results for selling your items? Like, do you do an Etsy thing? Now we have Whatnot as an option. Back then we didn't have Whatnot, but now we have Whatnot as an option. Do you just sell in a Facebook group? And I wonder if that's what you're asking. Like, when you say markets, do you mean like local craft fairs? Do you mean the big markets, like the big ones that are done a couple of times a year throughout the country? Hey, Carrie, how are you, friend? Allie, I've been eager to learn about creative business as well. Allie, I love hearing that. Thank you for sharing that. Can you say some of the topics that you're interested in? Like, are you interested in how to get started? Are you interested in how to actually earn income? Are you interested in where to run your business, like on social media or on your own website? There's so many topics, right? Like, gosh. So what specifically, I wonder? Curious to hear. What is it that you would be interested in? Oh, this Lipton noodle soup. I bought a bunch of this months and months ago. I think Gannon was sick, and he likes Lipton noodle soup. My other two won't touch it, but I bought a bunch of it. We didn't use it, and I just donated it to the church. They collect food, and I donated that. I was like, well, we're not using it. Might as well donate it. Happy to share. Somebody can use it. This was Gannon's birthday cake. It makes me so happy to use things that would otherwise get thrown out. I can't even tell you. Why is it, my little recycle loving heart? I think in a way it's easier to do that when this is still connected and then unconnect it. All of it. Minerva's Touches. Virtual, physical content creation, balancing it with crafting and not burning out. That's a big deal. Minerva's Touch, that's a big deal. I'm dealing with a little bit of that right now because I go live at least once a day, sharing both publicly and privately. Privately would be for my Facebook subscribers and for my private membership club. And when you're creating regularly for other people, specifically to teach, to inspire, to challenge, we do challenges, things like that, then there becomes this space where it's like, I have said to my husband in the past, oh my gosh, I've had such a busy week with work crafting live, although I want to relax, I don't even want to go to my craft room. I don't even want to be in here right now because I've spent so much time in here that it's like, ugh, I don't want to go back in there. So there is something to that for me anyway. That is, yeah, I think the burnout is an issue, or for me it is anyway, where it's like when I need a break, maybe I need to do something totally different, like entirely different than creating, because I've been creating all week and having to organize and coordinate it and you know, um, share specifically supplies and links to supplies and teaching people, organizing challenges and fellowship activities in the group. Well, then when it comes time to do my own thing, it's like, I don't want to do that right now. I've been doing that all week. I want to do something different, which is a little sad, right? It's a little bit sad. Plus, the other thing is, I feel sometimes I don't have the energy. You know, if I've been doing paper crafting and I have this on my table and I don't want to move, I'm limited in space. So I don't want to move this off my table to set up sewing, for example. Bye, honey. Have a good day. I'll call you later. Call me, maybe. All right, let me go back and read some more comments because I know I missed a few after Minerva's touch. Allie says, I make junk journals. I am making a small amount of things to pilot and gauge interest just in my community. Oh, good for you. I think there's a lot of value to in-person events, face-to-face events, because you get a lot of intrinsic value from that. I would think most people do. So I'm having a sip of coffee. Like the intrinsic value of like the connection with other people, with other creatives, like-minded people who want to learn and do the same things that you're doing and that you love. There's a lot of value to that. I took a wool felting class, hand felting wool class this past Saturday, and it was lovely. It was lovely. It was a few hours on Saturday afternoon. I don't know anybody else interested in it, so I felt like I told my husband, I feel like a little bit of a loser. Signed up all by myself to go to this class. I don't know anybody who's going. I don't know anybody else who might be interested. I've been hugely interested in that in a number of years, but never put any effort in. This is the other thing. I never put any effort into learning it because I just have so many creative projects going and constantly trying to think ahead. You know, okay, I've got a schedule this month for the craft therapy club, but I'm constantly thinking, okay, but what about next month? I still have to come up with next month's plans. So I said a little time to explore my own stuff and the things that I might want to do. So I felt a little sad. I was like, oh, I'm going all by myself, but I enjoyed it so much. And the ladies who were there were great. I learned how to do it by hand. Now I'm looking into buying some supplies. I would love to teach my membership club for those who don't know, who have never done it. It's strangely satisfying and exciting to do it. So anyway, that's a thing, right? Like, good morning. Hello, Fertication by Design is here. Welcome, welcome. Minerva's Touch says, I crochet and make paper crafts, and I need help pricing and figuring out where to push social media harder or big affiliates. Interesting. Those are all big questions, aren't they? Minerva's Touch, have you ever signed up for a coaching group? I've learned so much through the last 10 years. I've signed up for many, like dozens and dozens of coaching classes and groups. And I've learned a lot that way. Yeah, Minerva's Touch. She says, I'd like to hear, I gotta go back. Where did that go? Oh. Other creative business do and don't recommend bothering with, or where their experience has been getting set up. Fairs, YouTube, face, all of it. I crochet and make paper crafting and need help pricing. The first thing I would do, Minerva's Touch, about pricing is go look for the items that you are going to be selling on the common places where people buy them, like Etsy. Go search the things that you're trying to sell and see what they're going for. Okay. And then for me personally, I look up junk journals and people are selling their junk journals for anywhere from like $80. I've seen junk journals for $1,000 on Etsy. That is a huge range. The majority of them, I think, are between $80 and $200. I don't normally get that for my junk journals, but I'm not selling on Etsy. So first thing I would do is see what your peers, the people who are selling the things that you want to sell, see what they're selling them for. Kind of follow along. I try to purchase, and I've purchased journals from other creatives that, journals that I've really admired and love, to support them as I'm doing my research. But I think that's the very first place I would suggest starting. Let's see, I got to catch up on some comments here. I make junk journals, Allie says. I'm making small amounts of things to pilot and gauge interest in the community. I read that one. I'm making composition notebooks for younger kids to market to kids and mamas out there. That's fun. What a fun idea. That's a really fun idea, Allie. Miss Grace, what phone holder are you using? For my phone right now, I'm using, what's the name of it? I used to be an affiliate for them. Oh, I can't remember the name. Oh, I am an affiliate. I still have an affiliate, but I can't even remember the name of it. It's a heavy duty. It was like over $100, so it's no joke in terms of that. Let me just see if I can quick find the name of it. Hold on, girls. It's a really well-known one. I will find it in a second, I'm sure, because it's a pretty big name. There are so many out there, though. Like the one that I have was one of the originals. I've had it for like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years. And then now there are so many off brands. You honestly don't have to spend over $100 on a phone holder. So in that regard, you don't even need my brand name. Just go to Amazon and look up phone holders. I would make sure that you have the ability to lift the camera up and down. And also, the tilting matters. Also, how does it attach to your table? So mine clamps to my table. Like if this is my table, it clamps on like this on the edge of the table. So it takes up no space on my table. There's not a big stand. I've had that one too, where there's a big stand and you have to keep moving it around on the table to make room for your supplies. So I finally ended up with one that clamps onto my table on the back of the table, which leaves me all the space on my table to work, which I really love. So I do like the clamp. That is a permanent stand, right? I don't unclamp it and take it off to go into my office and do a live from my office. So I have several, I probably have 5 stands that I've collected over the years. But if you're looking for one to sit over a table that you're going to do both video recordings and live streaming, I would suggest, because we are creatives, we need space on our table, to get one that clamps onto your table. Make sure you can lift it up and down. Make sure you can tilt it all directions. Those are the features I would look for sure. Then you have to make sure that it also holds your size phone, which used to be an issue back in the day, but I think now most of them are universally holding all the phones, because some phones are much bigger than others. Some of them will hold tablets, which is nice. Mine also has a clamp for the tablet that you clamp onto the bar that holds your phone up, so that if you are using your tablet to see comments, you have that option as well. I hope that helps. Cats Forever Crafts. I just got started and I'm so overwhelmed. I just shut down. I need scheduling and accountability to keep me on track. That's Minerva's Touch. That's where a coaching group really helps. I find a coach who specifically helps with that. I mean, I've been in so many different coaching groups. I've been in Serena's coaching group literally for years. I was in her mastermind for a year and a half. And I finally just let it all go, because I think I'm not new anymore, and I've gathered as much from her as I could possibly get. And I just wasn't benefiting anymore from the trainings that she was giving, because I'd done it all. I've done all the trainings. So if you want my link to Serena, she helped me greatly. She will help you with goal setting. She will help you with accountability. She has great different topics that she shares, and you get a library of her training. Like, so if you're specifically interested in growing your Pinterest, she has training for that. If you're specifically interested in YouTube, she has training for that. She has TikTok training. So she has a ton of technical and like even just like support for you. And there's a huge network of creatives that you can get to know and collaborate with who are also learning along with you. So that's a benefit of that. Also, the other thing, I was going to point something else out and I lost my train of thought. Hold on, let me think. So she has live get together. She also has recorded videos. She has her own website where you can gain all the information, but she also uses a Facebook group. She does Zoom calls. So it's very, she has covers like a lot of different, she uses a lot of different modalities to share the information as well. But she will do, like I said, she'll help you create a bubble chart of your goals each year that you can achieve. And she helps you break them down to, okay, that's your goal. How are you going to actually accomplish that? Like weekly or monthly, what do you need to do to accomplish that goal at the end of the year? So that's the kind of breakdown it sounds like you're looking for. If you want the link to her coaching group, please let me know. I will send it to you. Just private message me if you're interested, and you can look into her. Her group is called the Social Divas. So, and I do have her link is an affiliate link. Anybody who is a member or has been a member, you get an affiliate link where if you make referrals, you get a discount on your membership, and I get a benefit too. So, I appreciate if you're going to sign up for her that you use my link. No, that's like I'm not ashamed to ask for that. Hey, Shauna, how are you? Deborah says, I forgot about your felting class. No, we didn't do felted balls, although I want to do that too. We didn't. Did I bring it in here with me? This is what I made. We did two things, Deborah, and I'm going to be teaching probably going to be a future thing that we do in the Craft Therapy Club. So first we took the fluffy wool and we learned how to get it down to material that you can use for a project. So we learned how to felt it, which was freaking fabulous and cool. So this was the one I did. I took a lot of white, just plain white, not dyed wool. And I took a few strands of blue and green and one strand of yellow and felted it into this solid sheet. And then you can cut this down and use it however you like, right? So after we did this, and this was drying because it takes like overnight to dry, so you can't use it immediately in the class. But after that, she gave us our own individual squares that she had felted. She let us pick from, she had dozens of them. So we got to pick one what we wanted. And then we got to do needle felting. And needle felting is, you see the little animals that people create. It's making the little animals or making designs on wool. And this was the one that I came up with. Yay, so cute, right? So we needle felted these. You could do whatever you wanted. She just had all the materials there. And she taught us how to needle felt the materials onto the wool so that you can make designs. And then she gave us a little canvas. So I'm going to put this on a canvas here in my room. I just love it so much. It's so pretty. And, she had such fancy special materials that you could use. Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun. And now I know how to do it, which makes me so happy. Yeah, Deborah, it was awesome. Allie says, for me, the learning of new things is what I love, with the ideas about what will be trendy for others. Yes, actually, Serena she does report the trends. She knows how to look it up on Etsy and all the sites for what is trending and what's coming up. So you have keywords. She has a phenomenal partner who teaches Etsy training, and she does all, like you have to set up your tags and your words correctly so that when people search something in Etsy, they can find you. And she has somebody who does I think she does at least twice a month live training on Etsy, and all those are recorded. So you can get access to them on how to set up your Etsy listing so people can find you and you have good success with the listings. She should teach you how to take your photos, how many photos to take, what words to use in your listing so that people can find your listing. It's quite amazing. I never have had interest in an Etsy store. So I didn't take in any of that training, but it is incredibly detailed. And this woman is really successful at it, and she teaches everything she knows. That's the technique where you poke the bookkeepers out of it, right? Yeah, Minerva's touch. I was like, what? I had no idea. I'm like, I don't understand. How does this, I said, I don't understand how you attach the stuff because you don't use glue. I'm like, what? I don't understand. How does this work? She kind of giggled. The woman who was teaching it, her name was Cheryl, she kind of giggled at me. I'm like, I live in a world of glue. I need to understand how this works without glue. Allie says, I'm doing little golden books. I hope to make them a bit more affordable. Good for you. Yes, Minerva's Touch. I'm happy to have you pick my brain for sure. In my own membership group, the Craft Therapy Club, we create together on a regular basis. It's really a fellowship club. I teach techniques. We do projects together. We do challenges. We're going to actually be doing a junk journal journey. We're kicking it off this week, and meaning I'm going to explain it tomorrow to everybody. It's a fellowship thing that you can sign up for. It's not necessary, to be in the club to do the fellowship activities, but you can sign up for it. I put you in pairs of 3 or 4 people. And the first time we did it, what you did was you made your own cover and then you sent it to the next person in line in your group. And that person put the first signature in your book. Then you send it to the next person in the group. That person puts the second signature in your book. You send it to the next person. She puts the third signature in your book. And then when you get your book back, you made the cover, they made the 3 signatures, and you have a completed junk journal. That's how we did it the first time. This time we're doing it a little different. I have not announced how to the girls yet, but I'll be kicking that off tomorrow. But those are the kinds of things we do in our group. But I also offer what I call business builders. So anybody in my group, and there are a few girls, a handful of girls who have their own creative businesses. And I've been the guests in the nest. Those are all girls who are in my private membership group who have their own businesses, who I'm helping to promote them and their businesses. And we're going to be collaborating on an event coming up in the next, 3, 4, 5 months. And that will probably lead into the future. So we do get together for this pick your brain kind of sessions, which is, I think, helpful for everybody, even for me. Carrie says, I have a Patreon selling junk journals, ephemera, and other bits. Well, that's awesome. Good for you, Carrie. A lot of people on YouTube use Patreon. Allie, I have some suggestions for that. She said, how do you do your videos? For those of you who have done videos, you want to just share your perspective with Allie, because I'm not the only one who has, good tidbits to share. How did you have the courage to do videos? I'm afraid to make videos. Gosh, I've been doing it for over 10 years. You just have to jump in, Allie. You have to get over it and just jump in. It's good if you have a group where you can practice. I told the girls who are in my membership group, they can contact me if they want to use my group for a practice setting for sharing content. But you just have to jump in and start. Live is so much easier. In my perspective, live is so much easier than doing recorded videos. Recorded videos take forever. They are a time suck, man. I don't do a lot of them anymore because they just take forever to make. You're welcome, Allie. Thanks, Minerva's Touch. She said that turned out so awesome. I love it. I love it. It was so sweet. How much does what cost, Allie? Deborah says, this is on my list of learn new things, girl. And I'm thinking next month. Maybe we'll do it next month in the Craft Therapy Club. I have a few weeks to figure, I had some other stuff lined up, but I'm really excited about it. So maybe next month we'll do it in the Craft Therapy Club. Christmas mice for the holidays. I don't think I'll be taking this up full time. It's a woman that I know locally. She and I were walking out of the felting class together, and she said, "So are you going to start teaching this now?" I said, "Listen, it is really hard when you are creative and you just love." And I think so many of us are this way. Once we had a little conversation about this. Like, I love to learn all kinds of things, and so over the years, I've tried all kinds of things, and sometimes I land on something like junk journaling. I don't think I'll ever stop. I don't know that I'll ever stop. I love it so much. But I've quilted in times past, and if you want to become an expert at something, you would have to just do that thing and totally engross yourself. Well, I don't know that I necessarily want to do that, because I get kind of bored of something after a while, and I want to try something new. So I'm that kind of creative, where you're going to see me, junk journaling, I think I'll always be doing, but you're going to see me. I love Chalk Couture. I love playing with Chalk Couture stuff. I love playing with my machine, at my sewing machine, and playing with fabrics. There's all kinds of stuff. I love painting. I love watercolors. I love working with like the Faber-Castell gelatos. I just, there's too many products that I love to play with and use. I hate the answering machines too. Allie, that's funny. Oh. Allie, the training classes, if you're referring to the Social Divas, it's not a class. It's a membership. It's a coaching membership. And when I signed up, it was $37 a month. I think she's gone up since then. I mean, I signed up years and years ago. So I could give you the link if you want. Just please send me a message to remind me to give it to you. And I could share her link with you if you want. You can look at her, her website and learn all about what she offers. Look at this. Isn't this crazy? This one is white. All these other ones. Look at how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them are brown. 10 out of 11 are brown. Crazy town, right? I think I'm going to work on these littles, because the little ones make me so happy. I'm going to keep these big. They can always get cut down, right? We can always cut those down and make them smaller. But while we're here, I might as well do something with these littles. They have different size. You can see the different size spines that these will become for books. This one's the widest. That one's the skinniest, and those are in the middle. But I'm going to work with one of the smaller ones, and let's cover it up. Make something pretty here. You guys have good questions. Thanks for asking all those things. That is so weird. Why? Hold on a second. So I'm not auctioning anything off. I have no idea why that teacup and saucer is showing up in the auction. That's hilarious. I must have set up yeah, I did. I set it up wrong. That's so funny. But it's okay. I'm just going to leave it. Do I have junk journals for beginners? Like junk journals to purchase, or a workshop? I do have a junk journal start to finish workshop on my website that you can purchase, and you get all the videos, you get the supply list. I do a supply list chat where I talk to you about what supplies you could use, because I'm a big fan of using what you have, and we actually do use a food storage box to make it. But I talk to you about, like, if you don't have this, you can use this, because I'm a huge advocate for that, right? Like, I don't like pigeonholing. Oh, I have one more over here. I missed one. I don't like pigeonholing people into, you must have this bookbinding kit. I think so many of us have so many supplies that it's really a good idea to just use what you got instead of buying new stuff all the time. Oh, this even smells like Chex Mix. I made Chex Mix for my family this a couple of days ago. Let me just do this last one. I already put the cutter away, but I'm going to pull it back out because I don't want to have any of these just sitting around. In fact, I can see another Quaker. I see another, oh gosh, girls, I'm sorry to do it to you. I see another box over there. That's okay. We can still chat. These crafty sessions that I'm doing once a week, it's been on Mondays where I'm coming live and creating here on Whatnot, is really been my opportunity. I've been on Facebook and YouTube. I've been on Facebook for about 10 years. So I know a lot of folks over there. And because they've changed so much over there, I just am finding people are not liking, they don't hit the like button anymore. And that's how you get shown on Facebook. So I'm having a really, really hard time on Facebook with my content showing up on new people's feeds. Just, I don't, it is what it is. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. I ask people to like the content, but if they don't do it, I can't, there's nothing I can do about that, right? I can't afford to do ads. So, and I think that's what Facebook wants. Facebook wants us to buy ads so that they can earn income, of course. But I can't afford that. So anyway, I thought since I'm selling over here on Whatnot, why not give back to the community over here on Whatnot by also sharing Creative Time? Whatnot is a social media app. It's made primarily for selling and auctioning items, but they also encourage you to just go live and share, just share, whether it's a conversation or Creative Time. Look at this right here. That's all goofed up. I'm going to cut that off. I mean, I might as well, I know I'll cut it off when I make the book, so I might as well just cut it off now. And then I have less storage space needed for this piece. Oh, it is tough to push through when you have lots of material in there, but it does. And look at how clean, what a beautiful job that does. Okay, now hang tight because I think I actually see another box. And I just wanted to get this done so they're all flat. Yep, Gracie, you do. I got a Ritz box. Oh, wait till you see, girls. Hang tight. Oh, Gracie, you are such a collector. All right, hold on, girls. Check this out. This one, I started something with this one. I was doing this kind of, that's kind of cool. Why didn't I ever finish that? I don't know. But let me cut these down too. While I'm at it. See, this one doesn't have the shape of it. First of all, it's a Ritz box. And the shape of it would allow that trifold again. So I'm keeping it because that is cool and different and unique. It's going to challenge me to do something different with that, just like that other box. So I am still going to cut it down just so it's good to get rid of all this extra material for space. You cannot rewatch videos on Whatnot. Nope. So it's a one and done. So if you want to hang out, if you want to be, if it's a creative live and you want to be inspired, see what I'm working on, you have to be there live. If it's a auction, it just happens live. If you miss it, you miss it. That's why it's really good to bookmark those shows, whether it's the creative ones or the auctions. Go ahead and bookmark them. I have, I think, 2 or 3 of them out there for you to do that with. This one I did a really poor job. Oh, I cut this one with scissors. That's why it's so crap. It was a crap cut job. So we're gonna fix it. We're gonna get it right. So make sure you bookmark those shows and that your notifications on Whatnot, for me or for anybody else, that they're turned on so that you get a notification on your phone. Now, I would caution this. This is the one thing I would say. You can bookmark people's shows, upcoming auctions or shows, if they're creative and they're sharing Creative Time or just having conversations. So you can bookmark those. That's one way to get a notification. The other way is to turn on your notifications so you get live notifications for everybody who you follow. Now, here's the thing. I'm following hundreds of people, and when I turn that thing on, all day long, my phone is chiming to tell me that one of those hundreds of people had some activity on their Whatnot channel or whatever you call it. And that drives me crazy. I can't be having every 2 minutes something saying that. So you have to be careful how many people you follow if you turn that on, because I don't know, if you're like me, it would drive me crazy. I'm like, come on, I can't afford to keep looking down at my phone every time I get a little ding because somebody is doing something. So I kind of like to go to those people's shows and bookmark the shows, but then it takes a little work that way. This isn't breaking off clearly. Cleanly, I should say. Come on. This is all going to get cut off, so it doesn't really matter. But that was a mess. This cardboard's a little thinner than some of the other boxes. It still can be used. All right, let me go back and make sure I didn't miss any questions or comments. Can you rewatch videos? I saw that one. Is the cutter you're using considered? Yes, it is, Deborah. It's heavy duty, man. It's heavy duty. And it was an investment, but it's flipping awesome. And I love that it has, this wasn't something I ever considered, but I love that it has the horizontal line here with the inches marking too, because it gives you a horizontal check for how straight you are when you put something in the cutter. So that I do like that. It's just enormous. It takes up a ton of space. And it's pretty heavy. It's heavy duty, but it's pretty heavy too. And it was not cheap compared to the others. It's like 5 times the cost of the other ones. But it gets through a lot more material more quickly, and it's really clean, and you never have to replace the blade. It's not one that you have to keep replacing the blade, which that alone was a big benefit as far as I was concerned. Okay, let's see. They recently made it where you count not which is one feature I don't like. Katie Smith George. Facebook has started deleting after 30 days, I believe. Yes, they have, but I'm not sure what that first part means. Made it where you count not which is one feature I don't like. Where you count not. I don't know what that means, Katie, but I'm interested in what it means. Yes, you can simulcast to your YouTube. Oh, that's a good point. I'm doing that now, Minerva's Touch. So yes, Moosepeg, you could go to YouTube and watch the live. Yes, Minerva's Touch is right. I'm doing that right now. I stopped doing that on Facebook, but I'm continuing to do that on YouTube for these creative lives. So yes, you can go there. Forgot about that. Yes, Hazy Ames paper. Yeah. Live videos are only up for 30 days anymore, but they did not put a limit on recorded videos. I only have one person that I follow on Facebook that has said her videos have started. Oh, mine have been deleted. Mine are being deleted. They're being deleted. I get a notification like almost every other day that my newest content, they're like, it's beyond 30 days. This is going to get deleted if you don't download it. But my content from 10 years ago, they've given me until June to go back and download whatever I want, which I'm not doing. I'm not doing it. I just, nope. It was live at one time. It's been there for 10 years. If you haven't seen it by now, you're probably not going to see it. So I'm just going to let it go. No, I can't go back. It would take me forever. I would be doing it all day, every day, downloading videos if I wanted to go back and do that. This is a Fiskars, Allie. This is a Fiskars. It's probably in my Amazon storefront in the craft supplies you'll love section. If you want to check that out, you can. Yeah, you can actually, Minerva's Touch, you're right. There's no live chatting. You can, on YouTube, you'd be able to comment and ask questions. That's absolutely right. I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot all about it. And I am broadcasting to YouTube as well right now. She's fancy. That's funny. It's a biggin, man. It's a biggin. I debated about getting it for a long time, but it is really, really handy to have. I do like it. But it's really heavy. But it's I like it. It makes cutting through these things pretty darn easy. Now, I was not planning on covering any of these while I was live with you guys, but we got through all of what I had to cut, and I do want to cover some of these. So I've got to find my papers. Where my papers be at? I don't know where I got. Oh, I think this was a print job gone wrong. Hold on. I'm looking for some papers, girls. Hang tight. Wow. There's where that stash went. Good gravy. Printables. This, I was trying to print this kit and it went wrong and I printed it the wrong size, but look at how cute they are. They'll make a cute little book. In fact, let's see. They might be just right. Quick fold. Oh, and you did a piss poor job at that, Grace. Sorry for the language. No, it's not. I didn't do a bad job at the fold. It's that my paper's crooked. I must fix the paper. But I'm really liking having my pages extend beyond the cover. It's kind of making me happy. So all these littles could potentially be for one of these little covers. They're so pretty. Don't ask. I don't know where I got it. I don't know. I print things out when I find them. I buy them. I print them. Or if it's a freebie, I print it immediately. It may be from the Digital Collage Club, which is a membership I belong to. These I bought. I know I bought these from 49 Dragonflies. Printed them on a variety of papers, so they look a little different. See, now that is an offcut, like my printer screwed up. So that would be a good piece to use on a cover. Because I only need parts of these. You can see how different they are. I printed them on different papers, so these look a little different on different papers. Now I could use a stripe, maybe. Oh, I don't like the color. I'm looking for things that I could use together. This is from 49 Dragonflies. I could use these because they match. It's the same kit. So maybe. Oh my gosh, you guys, I gotta go run to the restroom. My painful bladder syndrome is kicking in. It's kicking in. It's kicking my butt, actually. And the coffee makes me need to go. So I'm gonna run for a minute. If anybody comes in, if you don't mind, tell them, oh, these would match really well. Tell them I'll be right back. I have to go hit the restroom. Okay, so these ones will match real well. Let me see if I missed any comments. In the meantime, I'm getting her guillotine cousins for my birthday. Ooh, I don't have a guillotine. You guys, do me a favor, comment while I'm gone. I'm just gonna be gone for a second here. But comment about what cutter you have. I don't have a guillotine. I have never owned a guillotine cutter, but they look really effective. So talk to me about that. Who has a guillotine, or do you have the regular slide cutters? And do you love your cutter, or would you suggest something different? Okay, I'm back. Thanks for letting me take a break. All right, these might work. These are all from Amity Bloom that I bought to make books with. Printables from her, but I'm not wanting to use those today. So, of all the printables that I have, I did find some to use. This is tiny. You know what? This page that I love so much, I mean, you're going to lose half the flowers if I use this. Like, look at, this is not for this. It's too big. The patterns are too big. But that's what I started with wanting. Oh, let's go to one of her smaller ones. Like the little birds. Let's use this. All right, let me check comments and see what you guys are saying about your cutters. I'm so excited. I'm a paper cutter junkie and all my slide cutters are okay, but I go through blades on them because I cut a lot. Oh my gosh, nervous touch. Sometimes I just say screw it and I use a ruler and a craft knife. No kidding. That one does not require any blade cutting requirements. Let me find the name of it. Again, you know, as creatives, we earn income a lot of times through affiliate links. And so I am an Amazon affiliate. I do get a tiny, teeny weeny commission if you use my links, but I know I can't share those here. But the name of it is Fiskars Precision Rotary Bypass Trimmer. It's a long one. I bought mine and it was $150 almost, that cutter. So it's not cheap, like I said, but it's a good investment. I bought mine in 2022. If you want the affiliate link to give me a little help there, again, why don't you message me and I'll get you the affiliate link. That would be appreciated. Not necessary, but appreciated. I'm hoping to get a cleaner edges with my new cutter. Yes, this thing is amazing the way it does it. All right, for something like this, I'm just going to take a piece of this. I want about, I'm not even, you know me, I'm not like super accurate here. We want about that much. Maybe a little more. Let's go that much. One more 1/4 inch. This I will use probably in a daily journal at some point. I'm going to put that aside. Now here, I need this to go over a little bit, like that at least, right? So I need it to go over the edge just a little bit, and if I did that, then I'm going to have that pretty bird right on the front, which I love. I'm actually going to move it down just a little bit more, and I'm going to flip this over. Say we're like this. And then I'm going to cut off what I don't need. So if I went 1 inch, that's where these blocks really help you stay somewhat accurate, somewhat straight. If I went about 1 inch, then I'm going to cut this off at about here. Never goes to waste. So that'll be good. That'll be the front of the book. And then I need something to cover this. And when I did it for this book, and this book you can see is in the works. I got all kinds of stuff going on in here. I'm going to try to open this and not lose any of my bookmarks. I used 4 pieces of paper, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I love the variety that it shows there. I lost one of my bookmarks. Yeah, you did what you didn't want to do. So I'm going to get a book page because we'll probably use a little bit of a book page here. Well, this one has like a, oh, it lists all the books by the author. That's kind of cool looking. So let's use that. And maybe we'll go, I'll have to go this way because I don't have enough to go this way and show all of those that. So I'll have to go this way. And we'll just take part of this and then we'll do something else on the back. So it'll be easier for me. I'm lining up my book cover, lining up my book page. And I think I'll just leave this long. It'll be underneath that other piece of paper. And then I'm going to give myself about 1 inch on all the other sides. I'm usually not this accurate, to be honest with you. I'm usually just tear it off and not worry about. I can see here is my Lipton box. So I'm gonna, this is a 1 inch ruler anyway. So if I line this up right with my Lipton box, it's gonna be about 1 inch. So that'll get glued there. And then I need something else for down here, but let's get these other ones glued down first. I need this to go, I cut this like, not, I should have left a little more space. Actually, maybe I'll do this. And then am I going to lose my bird? Nope. Nope, it's right on the edge there. Perfect. We're going to go like that with this. Okay. Book page glue. If you want to cut stacks or signature edges all at once, the kind Kristen has is way nicer. Okay, hold on. I think there's a conversation here I'm missing parts of. Let's go back. I'm getting a guillotine from a Markland. I'm so excited. Sometimes I just say screw it. Guess all those. Hazy Ames says, to Minerva's Touch, I get frustrated with a guillotine. When you start cutting thicker stacks, the blade rulers are so much more. Well, Hazy Ames, you would love that dang one that the Fiskars one I just gave you the name of because it is so accurate and it can cut through. It cuts through my really thick chipboard. And that's originally why I got it, was to cut through the thick chipboard. So it cuts through this. I mean, this is thick, stiff. I don't know how many millimeters this is. I could look it up too. That's in my Amazon store as well. But it cuts through this like a breeze. So it cuts through stacks of paper like a breeze too. Which one does Kristen have? Do you guys know what kind it is? That's all right. I'm glad you're here, Marcia. She says, joining late. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here. It's totally cool if you're late. It's totally fine. All right, this we're gonna go. Man, I think I'm gonna have to go like this. About right there. Oh, we got a clog. As usual. Per usual. What time is it? Oh my gosh, you guys, I've already been on for an hour. I hope you don't mind. Man, listen, all right. So I've been a little conditioned, 10 years of Facebook lives and being part of so many different craft collaborations like the Crafty Bunch, which actually I have not announced this anywhere yet, but I just canceled my membership to the Crafty Bunch. But when you're part of one of those collaborative groups where you do events together, we have time limits, right? So if you're in a collaborative, like it's like those raid trains here, you're given a half hour, you're given an hour or so, and then you got to let the next person go live. So I'm used to having limits on my time. And it's kind of nice to not be limited, right? Like it's kind of nice sometimes to not have to be like, okay, I'm not quite done. It's 44 minutes. I got to be done in 45 minutes. That's a bummer when that happens because I know you guys want to see things start to finish. Look at all this crusty glue. Yuck. It's not coming out. Here we go. No, it's coming. Well, anyway, I do like to be mindful, you know, maybe you don't want to be hanging out with me all morning. Maybe you got other things to do. All right, let's put it on here. I think we're going to go right here. Actually, let's go, you know, the lines on your table, use them, use them. They can be so helpful. I can see the noodle soup right through there. That's hilarious. Funny, right? Well, I'm not gonna, this will be the cover, and then of course there'll be something on top of this. Here, I'll probably put a phrase here, so I'm not worried about it. But we do have a little noodle soup action showing through. What do I do with that? Let's smear it on here because we're going to put this one right here. And how far do I have? I can't, wow, it's like pretty darn close right here, just over the edge of this. Again, I don't normally get myself worked up over being uber straight. So if you're witnessing this and thinking, who is this person? Who is this Grace that's being so straight? Yeah, me too. I'm going to go down. I'm going to meet it right where the other one is about. And I might have to add a little more glue down here. Let's squeeze this way. So the excess glue comes down and grabs onto this edge because I didn't put glue down that far. Perfect. Okay. There. Now at least it's even. It doesn't matter, honestly, because it's all going to get covered anyway. But now I got to come up with something for down here. What do we want to use? What do we want to use? Let's see what we got. Oh, look at how pretty that writing is. I would get that line right there unless I did something like this, which I could do. Think. I have lots of ledger paper. This is the ledger paper that's in my store here on whatnot. I have lots of this. I don't want that though. I don't want that. I think I'm going to go, because this is more brown instead of green. I think I'm going to go with this. And I'm going to purposefully not line these up. I'm going to go a little bit over like this probably. Like this. You remember, it's not a completed, it's not done. When we put this on here, it's not completely done. So we don't have to worry so much or put so much pressure on ourselves for everything to line up and be matchy-matchy, because we're going to be building so much more over it. I'm going to glue this down. Let's see if I'm straight. Again, I don't normally get all worked up about being straight. I'm going to glue that corner down, and then we're just going to put more glue where we need it. Like here. Have a great day, Hazy Ames. Thanks for being here for a while. That's my brain in a nutshell. All the info rattles around in there and it gets all jumbled up. No kidding. No kidding. I think that's just a creative brain. Yeah, I think that's just a creative brain. We hold so much in our heads. Man, I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one, actually. Glad to hear that you may have that same. Does it feel good sometimes to know, even for something like that, like I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who has that happen to her or him, you know? You found friends here. You're with your like-minded people. You found your friends. Okay, here's what we got. Now I got to get this cut down because it's clearly way too big. So it doesn't need to be uber accurate, and these will not go to waste. But we're just going to cut like this. Okay. Now, before I do much else, I'm going to give these a little bend. I'm getting a sip of coffee. Thanks for waiting and checking comments. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Katie Smith George, she says, I've gotten to know some amazing people and whatnot, right? Isn't that so fun? It's become your happy place. Minerva's Touch, I love that. I do hang out, just hang out with people, even if I don't intend to purchase from an auction. When you get to know someone and you just genuinely get to like them on whatnot, it's just nice to, if you're there sitting, again, if I'm folding laundry or I'm doing something that doesn't require like a whole lot of thought, but I got to get it done. It feels like you're hanging out with friends when you get to like hang out with people while they're creating or auctioning things. And I do go in the comments and at least try to say good morning or hello. And if something's going on, they're sharing something that I think is neat, I'll say, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Even if I'm not in a buying mode, right? Like even if it's their auction, I'm looking for something, girls, so hang tight. If it's their auction and I'm not necessarily going to be buying, well, that's the intent anyway. Sometimes I buy anyway. But if that's what's happening, I at least try to be friendly and to be, a good friend and comment and share if I can, things like that. So it's really nice when you can do that. Now, I'm not finding what I'm looking for, so I'm just going to let it go because I don't know where I put it. I don't know where I put it. And I'll deal with that later. Where are my scissors? There they be at. I can see that this is loose. Oh, leave it to Grace. Leave it to me. I always miss all my corners. I do it. I just do it. Oh, one more. One more. It's so funny because I see people do this edge in different ways. Like I generally cut it, just at a diagonal. But there are people who kind of do it at a curve. Doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. I see people cut here. Do you guys cut here? I see people do this. Do you do this? I see people do that. Do you? There's no right or wrong. You do you, girl. I always say you do you. I don't usually do that. When I fold this, I just fold it. And it's okay either way. Either way, I give you permission either way. Depends on my mood and how close my two brain cells are in my skull at the time. I love that. I love that comment so much. Good gravy, girl. I love it. And I love, that just makes me laugh because I feel the same way. I do. Sometimes, if you guys are watching me, I am not generally, I see people who always do it the same way. And I'm not that person. And I think it's okay, right? Like, it's actually okay to show people there are multiple ways to do things. And if you end up with a project and you're loving the project the way it lands, doesn't matter how you achieved it. If it's stuck together and it's working, meaning it's like it's staying in place the way you want it to, it's covered all the things that you wanted it to, does it really matter? It doesn't. So I'm like you. It depends on where my brain is for the day. So I guess today I'm half and half. Half of my brain is working one way and half of it's working the other way. So there, it lightens the load right here for this fold. See that? See what you get there? So it lightened. This is why people do it. See this? Never tends to bother me. I didn't glue this down well. Like I didn't get glue all the way to that edge. That's why that's not sticking down. But that's why people do it. They get rid of this excess. And really, I don't need any of this. This is all going to get covered up. So I could rip it off and just have less material, less paper in there. Because again, I have to put something, I'm going to put something over the binding, and I'll put something over each of these. So that's why people do it. But I don't usually do it. All my books turn out fine, so it's okay. If you don't want to get all that fancied, just don't do it. Don't get suckered in. If you love being that fancy and you love the way that the folds work with the material, and then if that's what makes you happy, then do it. You do you, girl. As I always say, you do you. Okay. We're almost there, folks. We're getting there. We're getting there. This one's crooked. We got a little crooked going on here. Fold that in a little bit. I'll do the same over here. Is it necessary? Probably not, but can't hurt. Never hurt nobody. Sounds so harsh, that clip when it comes off the cardboard. That sounds harsh. Okay, so that's what the cover. I've got a little spot. Look at right there. Imagine that, Gracie missed. But again, I'm likely going to be covering this with something else. So I need to get really worried. I usually don't because it's not finished. I'm not going to leave this raw edge hanging out here. It's likely something else going over it. But just to show you, you can fix it still. A little bit of fine, fine, fine bead of glue. My glue is truly a matte glue, so you won't see anything. It's going to be invisible when it dries, so if it oozes out, it's not a problem. There we go. Now it's perfectly down. And now something else for the insides of these. And actually, it's about the same height, so I could go with this. Moose Peg. This has been one of the best and most informative shows I've ever watched. You're welcome. You are so welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out.
Marcia says, I just want you to know, Grace, how much I love and appreciate you. All that you teach me, I appreciate so much.
Oh, thanks, Marcia. I love and appreciate you too, my friend. I'm happy to have your company, you guys. No, seriously, I'm really happy to have your company and your friendship. And some of you have literally been with me. I'm going to cut these. Just let me finish my thought and then I'll get to this stuff. I am really happy to have your friendship through the years. It's been such a joy. Okay, I need to go. Am I going to have enough of this to do both sides? I need it to be cut about, oh, come on, ruler. Help me. I could go probably right there. Because I'm going to end up covering this with something else. This will go underneath the other thing. So I'm actually going to, at the same time I cut one, I'm going to cut both of these to the right height. Because I don't like it to be exactly the same height. I like it to be a little bit shorter, just a little bit. Why are you acting all like a fool? Why are you acting like a fool? Just cooperate with me. I need it to be about there. About. Doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world if it's not right, if it's not straight. Now, this one can go here. Do I have enough of this to go here? Because this one I did not measure. See, it's a lot shorter, but it's okay. If I glue that here and just make sure that that center piece is big enough to cover both those edges, then these can get glued here. And actually, let's just do it. Marcia, you were watching older videos that you still want to do. That's good to know, because I'm thinking people just aren't going to do that. Like, I am not going back. I don't have the time nor the energy to go back and try to salvage 10 years worth of live creative time on Facebook. I'm not doing it. I'm trying to save all of the projects of the month that are inside the Craft Therapy Club. And that goes back 5 years, no, almost 6 years in the membership club, but I'm not worrying about the public stuff. Put that there. I'm going to put this one here. And actually, this whole thing with Facebook not keeping live recordings is exactly why 2 years ago, or more than that, and it was because Serena, my coach, who at the time suggested that we not put all our eggs in one basket in the Facebook world, and make sure we're sharing our stuff also on YouTube, just in case this ever happened where they say, okay, we're taking down your videos. I mean, we don't own the platform, so we can't control that, but we can control where our videos are. So I invested in the system called Podia, which is a system to offer online workshops, and have been moving all of the projects from the Craft Therapy Club into Podia so that people can either purchase the individual workshop, like a junk journal start to finish is available on my Podia site, and all of the members of the club get access to all of them for free. So you guys have access to all of that stuff, and I'm trying to move everything over, but it is taking years. For you to try to move 6 years worth of material over, it is a bit of work, I'll tell you what. Okay, that is so cute. I'm not going to worry about this right now. Kind of need to hang it up. I've already been on for an hour and a half almost, and I'm sure you guys are limited with your time, so I'm going to hang it up. Please bookmark my Thursday auction. I have an auction coming up on Thursday. It will be craft supplies. I have lots of stamps still on hand. It'll be craft supplies. It will be home decor items. Every once in a while I throw in 1 or 2 things that I've made. But Thursday at 9 a.m. I believe I have it scheduled, a Whatnot auction. And then again on Monday I'll be out live, creative live on Monday, just creating, no selling, just creating. So if you want to get reminders, join the Telegram channel, or for sure be sure to bookmark those so that you guys get a little notification when I go live for those. All right. Yep, I have it lined up, Callie. It's lined up for Thursday. ready, ready. It has your name on it, but I'm just, when it goes up, it's just going to go up. So I'm not going to like, if somebody else wants it, I'm just going to let it go, cause I did put it there. It's lined up in the pile for the Thursday auction. All right, ladies, love you all. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your company. I hope you have time today to go make something pretty that brings your heart joy. There are 23 of you. If you don't mind, we are going to raid somebody. And what I'm going to do when I raid, what I love to have you guys do, let me take you off here because I need the phone to do this. Sorry for the shakies. If you could please, when you get to the new rated place, even if you just come in and say hello, you're welcome, Minerva's Touch. Please give them the chicks, like I did in the comments right now, the row of chicks showing that we all came from the Comfy Nest with Grace, Crafty Chicks community. Let's create a raid. Let's see who's live. Who's live right now? Someone's doing some toys, some vintage decor. Ooh, arts and prints. Transfers galore. That person is doing craft supplies. My goodness, there are a few. Let's just check something out. They have one called New Sellers. New Sellers. But they're like, someone's doing baseball cards. Someone's doing Twin River Wholesale is doing just whatnot, everything else. It's good to support people. So at least if we go in there and say hello. Ooh, knitting and crocheting supplies. If you hear something that you like, shout it out. Otherwise, I'm just going to pick somebody. Stitch Rainbow. Other toys. Arts and prints. There aren't many men. I see a guy here. There aren't many men, but there's a man. All right, let's do this one. Let's do this one right here. Catching Deals. We're going to head over there.